Hello, welcome to a brand new lesson. What we're going to be doing is using different types of lines and repeating those lines to create some kind of visual flow or movement throughout a piece of art. You're going to have lots of different opportunities and options on how you want to do that. Vocabulary we're going to be looking at patterns, okay, what that is, and pretty much it's just something that repeats. It could be colors that repeat. Okay, it could be lines or shapes that repeat. And we're going to start all of your projects, no matter what you choose, you're going to have patterns that are there. Then, when you use these patterned lines or shapes in a certain way, you create a rhythm. And that's really the goal, is to create this flow through your picture. We're also going to be looking at line quality, which is the weight of your line, whether it's dashed or thin or thicker, and how that grabs our attention. And you'll be using lines like that in your artwork. Again, the whole goal, no matter what project you choose, is to use lines to create visual flow. Now, just real quickly, a heads up, here are some of the projects that you may choose to create. Okay, so for example, you may be interested in mazes. These are, found on placemats, on the back of placemats when you go to restaurants. Maybe they're in coloring books. Some people really enjoy these. I know my husband, he's a math teacher over at Homestead. He used to, for fun, create mazes and then have his friends and siblings solve them. Okay, you would have a starting place and a finish place, but you're using different types of lines, in this case vertical and horizontal, okay, to create a maze. Right, so if that interests you, that could be one way that you create a visual flow in a piece of art. For that, you're going to be using isometric dot paper. Isometric just means same, iso, same, metric, measurement between the dots. Okay, and this will all be explained for you on the next class day. Okay, but this is one project option. Another project option is to create some kind of a visual puzzle. Okay, there's an artist who did a lot of visual puzzles like this. His name was M.C. Escher, and he used a lot of mathematics in his artwork. But this has tremendous flow. Ooh, I'm starting to sound like Donald Trump. Tremendous, tremendous flow. But it does as you go line to line, as does this. Okay, so here you have this flow where one line carries on behind the other. Okay, and it all becomes kind of an impossible puzzle. This is interesting to me, but I would say this is something I would kind of struggle with. Now, if you're more of a mathematical problem solver, right and wrong person, then this may be something that is more interesting to you. So this is another way where you can use lines. So here's vertical lines, diagonal lines, and patterns to create some kind of really cool flow in your piece. Another option is to create optical illusion pieces. There's two more artists that I'm going to introduce you to in step 2 that do a lot with optical illusions. You can do optical illusions by hand. You can do it of your hand even, but just take a piece of paper and a ruler, and you can use horizontal lines and vertical lines and diagonal lines to create these different illusions, these movement, or you can use the computer, which is kind of cool too. Okay, so you've got those 4 options: the maze, the impossible pictures like M.C. Escher, or an optical illusion just with your hand and a ruler, or an optical illusion on the computer. All of them are going to do the same thing. It's going to create this visual flow using lines. Okay, so we've talked about at this point the goal, some of the vocabulary, and now I'd like to introduce you to the different types of lines that you will be creating. If you already know these and know them well, then fine, you can just listen. If you think maybe you should take some notes, I would encourage you to, at this time, get a piece of paper and something to write with and create kind of a grid the way I have done here. There are 5 basic types of line out there, and you're going to use some of these to create your visual flow picture, okay? So the first type is vertical. Vertical lines run up and down. They can be thin, they can be broken, they can be thicker, okay? And vertical lines in the past, or not in the past, but vertical lines have an emotion connected to them. If you think about things from real life that are vertical, think about tall trees, okay? Think about a soldier standing at attention. Think about a flagpole, okay? What they do is they get your attention. They're powerful. Okay, if you see someone standing at attention, nice and bold, they are powerful. Okay, and that's what they're going to do in your artwork too. If you have vertical lines, it's going to grab your attention. All right, next, horizontal. Horizontal, think about the horizon, you know, where the sky meets the ground. You have this horizontal line. It can also be thin. It can be thick. Horizontal lines are traditionally calm and quiet. Think about your body while you're sleeping. Okay? Unless you are a bat and you hang from something, you're usually laying down. Your body is in a horizontal line, and hopefully you're calm. The next one is diagonal. They run at an angle. You can almost see it there, angle. It can also be broken. It can be thick. Looking at all these different lines we've drawn so far, these are the quality of the line. Okay, how thick or thin a line is. Which one grabs your attention first? Which one pops out at you first? Most likely, it's the thicker lines. They're darker, okay, and they're going to grab your attention more. So it's kind of nice to have some of those darker lines that are going to grab your viewer's attention right away, possibly balanced with some thinner lines. Okay, diagonal lines tend to make people feel nervous. Have you ever played the game Trust Me or done a trust fall? Okay, where you stand very straight and somebody's behind you and then they fall back and somebody has to catch you? Probably don't do that. But it makes you feel nervous if you're the person doing the trust fall, okay, and your body is in a diagonal line. Okay, the next one is zigzag. Okay, a zigzag line. Think about a sword fight or lightning bolt. Okay, it's like action. In fact, I think Flash Gordon, I think that symbol is on the side of his helmet or something like that. Okay, it's an action line. Gets people excited. And then finally a curved line. Okay, maybe think about waves on an ocean. Maybe think of a ballerina spinning. Usually that's a graceful. It's not so important that you know the emotions for the project that we're doing, but some artists use that. Okay, so for example, if you were doing a poster and you wanted people to feel very, very calm looking at this scene, you would use a lot of horizontal and curved lines. But if you were advertising some kind of thriller movie, some kind of action-packed adventure movie, you may do a lot of diagonal and zigzag. For us, for creating optical illusions or something with visual flow, I just want you to be aware that you can use the 5 types of line. Okay, so we have looked over some vocabulary. We've looked over the project goal. We've looked at your 4 options, and you've looked at the 5 types of line. Okay, that's all for step 1. Step 2, you're going to watch a little video. In step 3, you're going to start planning what project you want to do and create or respond in a Google form. Good luck!